Going to the final week of camp here, so I'll take questions.
Mark,
That's easy.
would you talk about your depth chart changes, please?
Really, you got to get a little more specific than that because we got a lot of guys.
Can you start with running back? How would those
Running backs, they're all sort of grouped in there. I thought London had a great scrimmage. Gerald is probably ahead of LJ in terms of knowing what to do, but LJ makes plays and looks very, very good out there. And then Delton Williams is just getting back into the flow of it. He came in on the 14th. He lost a lot of time. So there's timing things. There's just little things he's got to get himself back in shape. But he certainly is functional. So I think we have 4 very good running backs. And Tompkins sort of rounds that out. And he's just a little bit light, but he plays extremely hard and he's very quick.
Have you made a decision on LJ redshirting yet?
No. I would say right now I'd lean to not redshirting him, but we'll see.
How about the cornerbacks coach? We know that's been up for grabs. We're guessing maybe where does that stand now?
Deontay Copeland's had a very good summer camp. I think Arjun's in the mix. Darian, we're going to get back here probably this week, hopefully. It'll be a little bit soon for him to play, maybe, but I think he's been I guess going through conditioning type things. So just hasn't put pads on. Tomorrow's be his first day of shells. Of pads, I guess. So we'll see how it all shakes out with him. But the freshmen look good. Josh Butler, all those guys look good, but they're just young. So we've got numbers there. But right now, obviously, Cox is out there as well. So we've got depth there. We've been playing well. So Jermaine Edmondson's another guy's in the mix.
You said London had a really good scrimmage. Would you say he's
number one right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the offense in first scrimmage had some trouble finishing drives. Maybe there were some sloppy mistakes. Did you see things cleaned up?
Yeah, things got cleaned up. 0 turnovers in the scrimmage. They had some explosive plays, which always helps. And Connor Cook was especially sharp. So was O'Connor. So was Damian Terry. They all played very well. Receivers caught the ball well.
Has Chris Fry asserted himself? Is he clearly your number one now at the money?
I think Reschke and he are both in there. They're both going to see time at money. Reschke had a very good scrimmage as well. Chris Fry is playing well, but I think both those guys are have an opportunity to play themselves into the starting position. I would say.
You said you were going to look at Western a little bit. How different is this team than the first PJ Fleck team that you saw? Just at first glance.
Well, that was 2013, so it's a much better football team in terms of knowing what to do and all being on the same page. And you've been together as a staff for now 2 years and going into your third. So there's a lot of things that you can do now that you maybe weren't able to do early, and it's much more cohesive and good running back. They've got some good wide receivers. I think the quarterback's a very good player as well. So. And they've got depth back on the offensive line. And defensively, they've got to fill in some things, but they also have some players there too. So, I think it's a good football team.
Similar personality though, as far as what they are, just maybe better at it or more.
I think they've changed a little bit, but I think they've changed somewhat. They're finding out who they are a little bit more.
Or who would be your number 3 defensive end right now?
Good question, because Coop has played pretty well, but I think Montez Sweat's had a great summer camp. Makes a lot of plays. 6'5", 245 pounds, and runs around like he does. So he's been very good, and Evan Jones has been solid. So you can sort of go with that and see how it all shakes out. But we have 5 guys there.
How's Enoch now that he's back in pads, Mark?
First day in pads was today. So there's a lot that he's missed for spring and summer camp and everything. So it's fast-paced out there, so he's got to get himself in shape.
Are you out of the dog days yet? Are you sensing it after the second scrimmage, or do you feel like you're still in a tough time at camp? Where are you at?
Well, we just changed gears. We start practicing in the afternoon today. Our guys are here all day, different things throughout the day, lifts and, meeting time and things of that nature. But we just shifted gears a little bit. I think our guys are, you get to a point in practices that we had some scout team stuff today. It's just the first time doing that, so there's a little bit of things we got to work through there with younger players, but you get a sense that they want to get on with it, and I think that's probably the case with most football teams right now.
We're talking about the receivers catching the ball better.
Yeah.
Has anybody kind of forced their way into that top 6?
I think Anthony Arnett had a great scrimmage, outstanding scrimmage. So I think he's in there. I think you got the top 3 guys in troop, and you know, D'Anthony, and then you've got 3 guys, Medeiros. Make all these names, you guys are killing me. Maxud, and then I'm drawing a blank. No, those guys are in. Yeah. No, I think the freshman guys are on the fringe right now, but we got good guys there. We got about 8 to 10 guys, and those 2 freshmen could play. But they got to line up and get lined up in the right place and all that kind of stuff. And you have to start to move towards game week. So it's tough to just sort of labor on in that area. But they can play, they can catch the ball, they run good routes, and they got toughness.
How did the lines do against each other in this second scrimmage? It sounded like the offensive ones did really well the first time. What about when ones went versus ones this time?
It went back and forth a little bit, but offense won the scrimmage, so I guess you'd indicate that'd be an indication that the offense won in that area. But defense played well too. So when they go head to head, it's a battle.
You often say a lot by what you don't say, and at the Star, you've talked a lot about Powell, you've talked a lot about Drake, and about Darian, but we haven't heard a lot about TJ. What's his status?
TJ, you're making me talk about a lot of guys, I guess. But TJ's ran with the 3s. I think Andrew Dowles has sort of separated himself. He's been a guy that's picked up what we do, and he plays fast. He's made a lot of tackles, and he's been active, and that's what you have to do at that position. I think TJ Harrell's an outstanding athlete, but he's got to make tackles in the box at times, and he plays well out in space. He's got to be more physical in the box. He's got to grow a little bit yet, but he's a very good football player.
Top 5 according to the AP. That's the highest this program's been since 1967. I know it's preseason, but that must speak some volumes about.
Yeah, they went 3-7 that year.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw that.
Did you mention that to the team?
Yeah. I think that ratings are great, especially early in the season. But that's an indication of what has been done here. It's not an indication of what will be done here. And we have to look at those rankings and put those over here and see where we can come with those. At the end of the season, we'll get ranked in terms of what we earn, and that's how we've always approached it.
Staten kind of talked about being a little disappointed on Thursday about the line. If you had to start today, how many guys do you think would be in the rotation? Who do you think they would be?
I think we could probably put 5, 6, 7 probably in the rotation. 7.
Who's 6 and 7?
I'd say I can't really say that because then you got to move people around,
Machado's
Be
6,
tipping your
isn't
hat. Be tipping your hat. Can't really say that. So, guys, good?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you.